Hi guys, your friend Gopika is here, and in this video we'll be discussing comparison between the face value and market value of shares, and also definition of sum invested, and plus with few examples to understanding the concept better. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, now why do we need to learn the comparison of face value and market value? Because depending on which one is greater than the other, there are three terms used for the value of the share in that current situation. Okay, so first let me choose a pointer. If market value is greater than face value, that means market value is at the price at which you will have to purchase the share, and face value is the value of the share written on the share certificate. Okay, on the share certificate there will be a fixed value written, that is face value. Market value is the price that you will have to give to purchase that share. Okay, so this basic definitions we discussed in the previous video. Now when market value is greater than face value, that means you have to purchase the share more than its face value by giving money more than its face value, then you will say that the share is at premium. Okay, it is at premium. If the market value and the face value is equal, that is the second case. If both are equal, then we will say that the share is at par. Okay, so that means the share is keeping at the least keeping the value which is written on it, that is, it is keeping the value written on the share certificate, that is the face value, equal to its market value. So you can purchase that share at same price as that of its face value, then you call it as that the share is at par. Now if the market value of the share is less than the face value, that means the face value of the share is suppose rupees 100 and the market value is suppose 90, then the share is at discount. It is at discount of rupees 10, because you have to give less than the money, less amount than of the face value to purchase that share. So then in that case you will call that the share is at discount. Now let's see the three examples. Suppose FV is rupees 10 and MV is rupees 15. FV means face value and MV means market value. Then 15 minus 10 rupees 5. Therefore the share is at premium of rupees 5. Okay, because more than the value that is written on the share certificate. Written on the share certificate means more than that of the face value of the share. You have to pay extra rupees 5 to purchase that share. Hence the share is at premium of rupees 5. Okay, as MV is greater than FV. Next, suppose FV is rupees 10 and MV is rupees 10 and 10 minus 10 is equal to 0. Therefore the share is at par, because market value and face value is same. Third case is when face value is rupees 10 and market value is rupees 7. That means a share which has face value of rupees 10, you have to just pay rupees 7 to purchase it. Hence the share is at discount of rupees 3. That is MV. That is happening since MV is less than FV. The third thing is sum invested. First see the definition. Total amount required to purchase the share is sum invested. Okay, the amount of sum you are investing in the share market or the stock market is the total amount that you require to purchase the shares. Now the formula to calculate sum invested is, suppose you are purchasing 2 shares and one share is worth 100 rupees, and the total amount will be 2 into 100. So in simple terms the formula will be number of shares multiplied by the market value. Okay, so 2 shares or 3 shares or 4 shares, how much ever shares you want to purchase, that number of shares multiplied by the market value of the share will give you the total amount that you spend, and that amount is called as sum invested. Okay, now if 50 shares of face value rupees 100 each are purchased for market value rupees 120. Okay, face value is 100 but you have to purchase the share giving the market value, so rupees 120 you have to give 50 shares. So that sum invested will be number of shares into MB, that is 50 into 120, therefore that will be rupees 6000. And in the second case, or in example 2, if you see, if you want to purchase 50 shares of market value rupees 50 each, then what is the total amount to be paid? Again 50 multiplied by 50, that is rupees 2500. Okay, so when you multiply the market value of the shares with the number of shares that you want to purchase, you will get the total amount required to purchase the share, and that total amount is called as sum invested. So sum invested is equal to number of shares into market value. Okay, So that is the two examples in which we found the sum invested. Okay, the next important term that we have to discuss is the rate of return. That means the amount, okay, if you're investing anywhere, if it means shares or in bank, wherever you invest, obviously it is important to know that how much you're going to gain back. Okay, if we deposit some money in bank, you're getting rate of interest. What you are worried about, or what is important there, is knowing the rate of interest, because that is the amount you are gaining every year. That is the percentage of amount you are gaining for the deposit or for the investment that you have done. But when you invest in shares, that rate of interest will become rate of returns. Okay, the amount that you are going to gain for this investment. So what will be its rate, or what will be the percentage? For example, Shreyash purchased a share of face value ₹100 for market value of ₹120. Okay, face value means the value of the share which is written on the share certificate. It is fixed. That is the face value, which is ₹100. However, since the company company is in a good position, its market value is higher than its face value, which is ₹120. So Shreyash has to purchase by paying ₹120. Now the company declared 15% dividend on the share. Dividend means the annual profit of the company is divided among the shareholders. So that is called as dividend. Okay, that share of profit is called as dividend, and the company declared it to be 15%. So for this share he is holding 15% of it, of the amount he will get as dividend. Okay, now we have to find the rate of return. First, in the solution we will write the given details. The face value of is ₹100, the market value is ₹120, the dividend is 15% per share. Market value is ₹120, dividend is 15% per share. Remember here that on investment of ₹120, Shreyash got ₹15. Okay, now the dividend is decided on the face value of the share. Okay, 15% means 15% of 100, ₹100 Shreyash will get, not of ₹120. This important note also we discussed in the previous video after the basic definitions, that the dividend is decided on the face value of the share, not on the market value. So on ₹100 the 15% is applied, and hence he is getting only ₹15 as dividend, but he has spent ₹120 actually to purchase the share. So on investment of ₹120, Shreyash will get only ₹50. Okay, now let the rate of return be X%. So if 120, okay, so the ratio of 120 is to 15 should be equal to the ratio of 100 is to X. That is what you have to find. Okay, rate of return. Rate means you have to find the percentage return. Percentage return means if on investment of 120 he is getting 15, then on investment of 100 how much he will get, that will be the percent. Percent means per 100 that you need to find. Okay, so for 120 it is 15, then for 100 what is the amount? So 15 upon 120 is equal to X upon 100. Then this 100 will get multiplied to the other side. So X will be equal to 15 into 100 upon 120. That is same as 25 upon 2. And that is equal to 12.5%. So for per 100 rupees, he is getting 12.5 rupees as dividend. So that is the rate of return. Okay, rate of return. Rate always we find in percentage. That means for per 100, what is the amount he will get? So that per 100 amount is called as rate of return, and here it is 12.5%. Okay, that is how that is all about return on investment.